is enough said.
Happy Memorial Day, Heat Nation. Ernest here, back with another Miami Heat Talk video. Would really appreciate if you guys can like the video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much to everyone that supports, and let's get ready to rock and roll on another Miami Heat Talk adventure. Now, before we get started, you guys, I want to take a moment to thank everybody. Yesterday's video that I posted about Jimmy Butler possibly being traded to the Philadelphia 76ers, you guys gave me immense support. There was over 130 comments, and you know your boy loves that. I'm very interactive. I love chatting with you guys in the comments, so I really appreciate y'all that did that. Really means the world to me. Now, I got another video for you today, and I hope this is going to be just as a goodie on the comments, because we back on Spider Watch. We're back on Donovan Mitchell Watch. Now, earlier, it was reported by Terry Pluto. For those of you that don't know who Terry Pluto is, he is a sports writer in Cleveland. He works for many different resources in Cleveland. He works with Cleveland.com, the Akron Post, Cleveland Sentinel. He works with a lot. He has a lot of influence in the NBA. He knows a lot of people in the NBA. He knows a lot of people in the Cleveland Cavaliers organization. He reported today, and I'm going to read this by quote because it was a big one about Donovan Mitchell, and this really is going to spark the attention for Miami Heat fans. The Cleveland Cavaliers will not risk losing Donovan Mitchell for nothing and will trade him if he doesn't accept their extension offer, rather than letting him play out next season on an expiring contract, per Terry Pluto. Terry Pluto also said this: "I've been told the Cavs either would sign him to an extension this summer or trade him. They have zero intention of opening the 2024-25 season with Mitchell heading into his free agent year." That's big. If you ask me, y'all, that's big. Now, look, let's be real. This could all be speculation. We know right now everybody's reporting different things. They're saying different things. You had Woj say that Donovan Mitchell is happy in Cleveland. You had Shams say that Cleveland is trying to give Donovan Mitchell a contract extension. But of course, Woj and Shams are the guys that report, and the whole world sees it. The whole world sees what these guys post so they can create their own perspective from that. But from a report like from Terry Pluto, a guy who's not in Miami, this is a dude in Cleveland. He works within the organization. These are the reports that you need to listen to, you guys, because this can mean something. Now, there's nothing specific that states that Donovan Mitchell is coming to the Miami Heat. There's nothing specific that states that Donovan Mitchell wants to come to the Miami Heat, is requesting to come to the Miami Heat. This is not like the Damian Lillard situation last offseason. But I will say this. The reason why this is interesting for Miami Heat fans is because we know that Donovan Mitchell and the Miami Heat organization have mutual interest. We know that Bam Adebayo and Donovan Mitchell have an amazing relationship together. And we also know that the Miami Heat in the past have tried getting Spider. And with what happened last offseason, with Damian Lillard, the fact that the Miami Heat were inclined to go all in to get that guy, maybe they're going to learn from it this offseason. And maybe, if Donovan Mitchell becomes available, Miami will do what they need to do to get their guy. And I know, Heat fans, it's going to be tough losing certain players. There's guys on this team that I really don't want to let go. I don't want to let go of Jaime Jaquez. I don't want to let go of Nikola Jovic. I definitely do not want to let go of the 15th pick in the 2024 draft. But in the NBA and in business, if you know that you have a guy that's going to propel you to the next level, you got to do what you got to do. Now, question is, what are the Heat going to have to give up? Because we do have some great assets. Remember last offseason, when we were trying to trade for Damian Lillard, and everybody was saying the Heat have no assets. The Heat have no assets. 1 year later, now everybody wants to jump on the bandwagon saying, look at all these assets that the Heat have. Jaime Jaquez Jr., Nikola Jovic, the 15th pick in the 2024 draft. Oh man, Tyler Hero, he is an asset. Even though he had a bad injury-riddled season, he's still 24. He's still on a friendly contract. These, ladies and gentlemen, are assets. Duncan Robinson's an asset. Terry Rozier's an asset. We have multiple future first-round picks that we're able to trade since we've kept ourselves under the second apron. So we do have a lot of assets. But the question is, how much are we willing to give up to get a Donovan Mitchell? Are we willing to give up 2 of those 3 major assets that we have? Jaime Jaquez Jr., Nikola Jovic, and the 15th pick in the upcoming draft. Those are 3 monster assets. Are the Miami Heat willing to give up 2 of those 3 assets, maybe all 3? Because remember, guys, it's like I said earlier. This ain't like Damian Lillard last year, where Lillard said, it's Miami or bust. First and foremost, Donovan Mitchell has not requested a trade, so this is all speculation. But we know that this is a fact. And for Lord, I've been saying this for weeks, that if Donovan Mitchell does not accept the contract extension, he will most likely be traded. I know that there's going to be people out there that's going to say, well, you know what? I'm sure Cleveland will just keep Donovan, allow him to play his last season, let him opt out, and then try to get him back. Hell no. That's not the way the NBA works anymore. No. Teams do not want to lose players for nothing. Look at what happened back in the 2010 draft. The 2010 free agency, where LeBron and Chris Bosh left their teams to come to Miami. They had to convince the teams to the team had to come to Miami to do a sign and trade so they wouldn't lose anything. But in free agency, you're running the risk of losing your player and getting absolutely nothing back. Teams don't do that anymore. What teams do is the year before your player option is coming up, they're going to try to get you to sign an extension. And if you don't, they will trade you because they don't want to lose you for nothing. As an NBA organization, I would rather get 2 to 3 draft picks trading you now than getting nothing if you leave me. That's the way the NBA works now. And that's the reason why all of this is interesting. Because Donovan Mitchell has denied and turned down 3 different contract extensions that Cleveland has offered him in the past. So I think what Cleveland is thinking, I think what Cleveland is hoping is that what happened this year, the fact that they had a high playoff seed, the fact that at one point they were the 2nd seed, they went to the 2nd round against Boston. They got spanked, but Donovan didn't play. I'm sure Cleveland is going to sell Donovan the fact that with this team, we can do some damage, and maybe they could. If Spida feels that Cleveland can do it, he's committing his prime to Cleveland. And honestly, in my opinion, Cleveland's going to be a team that at best will make the 2nd round or Eastern Conference Finals. At best. I don't think they're better than Boston, and I think other teams will be better throughout the year, Miami included. Come on. But that's what I'm saying. But if you trade for a guy like Donovan Mitchell, if Miami trades for a Donovan Mitchell, it's like I've said in the past, you are going from a team that can contend in the East and make the NBA Finals to a team that now is one of the favorites in the East and possibly one of the favorites to win a championship. That's what Donovan Mitchell does for you. We know what Jimmy Butler is going to give you next year. 55 to 65 games, hopefully. You know that if Jimmy's healthy coming into the playoffs, he's going to go bubonic. We know what Jimmy can do, and I still feel that at 35 years old, he will still be able to do it. I don't care what. For people that are saying that Jimmy's too old, get the hell out of here. He ain't washed. He keeps himself in tip-top shape. He's one of the best playoff performers in the NBA. Just because he injured his MCL against Philadelphia does not mean anything. I'm confident in Jimmy Butler next season. You put Jimmy Butler with Donovan Mitchell and Bam Adebayo, who, my opinion, you put those 2 guys together during the regular season, that's going to be one of the most dangerous 1-2 punches in the NBA. With Duncan Robinson, Terry Rozier, and other roster spots that you can fill, and hopefully you can keep certain players, that, ladies and gentlemen, is a championship team. And that is why you trade for Donovan Mitchell. But if we're not able to trade for Mitchell, I've said this before, and I will say it every single time. If we are not able to trade for Donovan Mitchell, you know what plan B is? Running it back. And I know Heat fans hate to hear that, and I get it. But I've said this to y'all in the past, and I will say it again. Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, Terry Rozier, and Tyler Hero leading this team. You get Tyler Hero to commit to being the 6th man. Make the commitment during training camp. Get these guys together. Get Terry Rozier acclimated for a full training camp. Use your 15th draft pick to draft someone like Kel'el Ware, Zach Edey, Kyle Filipowski. Boost up your size. You're bringing back Nikola Jovic, Jaime Jaquez. Bring back Kevin Love. Find a way to re-sign Haywood Highsmith. We know we're losing Caleb Martin. Bring back DeLon Wright. Get a fully healthy roster to commit for the season and get to the playoffs. And ladies and gentlemen, with this team fully healthy, and I forgot about that $5.2 million mid-level exception we have. So we can get another player with that, or maybe use that to re-sign Highsmith. Guys, I'm going to continue to say this. This team can do it. But the reason why you trade for Mitchell is because you go from a team that can do it to a team that most likely will do it. So I want to hear from you, Heat fans. This report about Terry Pluto, do you think it means anything? Or it's just all water and it's just all crap, basically? What do you guys feel about trading Donovan Mitchell? What would you be willing to give up? Do you think the Heat are going to have to give up all of our best assets? Jaime Jaquez Jr., Nikola Jovic, and the 15th pick? Or do you think we can get away with just giving up 2? I think so. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell for all my updates, you guys. Thank you so much for the continued support. Enjoy your Memorial Day. And that is enough said. Stay positive, Heat fans.